Good evening, everyone. My name's Darry Cox, and I'd like to welcome everybody to have a 3-day weekend. Every weekend. Many doctors, company executives, and even human resource experts say that it'd be great for the American workforce. People would have more time off to spend with their children, run errands, and schedule appointments. American workers will be happier and personal morale would improve. Instead, much of America is still stuck on a 5-day work week with just 2 precious days off on the weekend. Most Americans actually like to work, but they'd rather have a little bit more time to spend with their family or to pursue interests of their own. Many companies offer what are called personal time that can be used such as doctor's appointments for themselves or even their family members, and these are all paid time off. Now, for example, though, if you call in sick one day, that day's gone. Now, if your daughter has a doctor's appointment, you have to take another personal day. That's 2 days gone. So what ends up happening is you lose production time at work, which ultimately is what the employer is complaining about in the first place. So let's take the trickle effect into play. You have 1 day off that you had to call in for to take it off. Now, your production time for that day is a complete loss, but at the same time, the company still has to pay you because it's a paid day off. But what else happens? The rest of the work week gets pushed back a day. So everything that you're supposed to do on that day, now you have to do it on the next day, or they have to put that workload on other personnel within the department to help you fulfill the gap. So, ultimately, going to a 4-day work week is beneficial for the employer, not just the employee. So, there are also many more benefits to the company, such as whenever there's less time to work, you waste less time. So what this means is that because you know that you have a day off coming, you tend to try to get your work done faster, which equals a more productive worker. In an article on LinkedIn, it states that the 40-hour work week is a myth. In fact, 85.8% of men and 65% of women routinely work more than 40 hours a week. And while employees are working longer, they're not necessarily working smarter. In the same article, it stated that a Gallup poll found that 70% of the American workforce is disengaged on the job, leading to more than $550 billion in lost production annually. Another positive on working a 10-hour workday week is transit time. You spend one less day traveling to and from work, which means you get to save money on gas. Also, many Americans work in the metropolitan areas where traffic is just horrendous. Let's take Houston, for example. In an article in the Houston Press, it was stated that recent studies have suggested that prolonged exposure to stop-and-go traffic can have a dramatic impact on your health. Now, working one less day a week would obviously reduce the time spent in traffic going to and from work and ultimately reducing the stress that leads to healthier, productive workers. So let's think about what we would do with an extra day off. On Friday, which would give us a 3-day weekend, which we all want, there are endless opportunities that we could do. Let's take what's normally going on right now on the weekends. You plan an excursion for you and your family to go to the beach. You leave late Friday after you get off work, or even Saturday morning. You're dead tired from the work week, and you spend almost the first day, which is there, resting and also trying to enjoy the area. Then Sunday hits, and you try to spend the last day there enjoying the day, and then end up leaving late Sunday evening to get home because you know you have work the next day. So, now you're back home. It's Monday. You just spent the weekend away with your family, and now you're dead tired at work. How much production time is wasted? Well, more than likely, at least half a day. So like we stated earlier, anytime that you waste production for that little bit of time, it has to get pushed back and made up at another time. Okay, so let's take a similar situation with the extra day off on the 4 workday week. We get off of work on Thursday now, and we leave for the beach Thursday evening. We spend Friday relaxing, enjoying the area. Saturday comes around, you still have the day to relax, enjoy the family. Now Sunday is here, and you had your family all weekend, and you leave early because you can now get home to relax and get back into gear before the work week starts. So now Monday comes along. You have a great weekend. You're well rested, and you're now able to focus on the work that needs to be done and you also realize that you have less days to get the work done, which we stated earlier causes us to hunker down and get the work done faster. More productive of an employee. Benefit for the employer. So ultimately, there are many benefits in shortening our work weeks from 4 10-hour days rather than 8-hour days. Besides the time that you get personally, the advantage for your employer are astronomical, which is a win-win situation for everyone. So let's enjoy our 3-day weekend, and I'll see y'all on Monday.